one more question about characters, because something that drives me nuts is passive characters versus proactive, and yet I am guilty of writing them as in a first and second draft as much as anybody else. So, what tips do you have for turning those passive characters around and for identifying them to know you have a problem?
That's a good question, because I feel like that's really hard sometimes, especially if you're writing a character who is naturally passive, and how to portray that without making them seem uninteresting. For me, I like seeing a character grow. I will hold out with that passive character to a point. If the story is just happening around them, I do start to question, well, why is this our main character? What are they doing to really drive this story themselves? And they can still, be passive in their personality, but when it comes to what their story is, how are they still at the center of it? And really like deciding if a character is passive at all, which could be an issue with writers, just ask yourself, what choices do they make? Are they the ones driving the action? But not only that, but by the end of the novel, does the end hinge on a choice that they themselves had to make? And if the answer is no, then maybe it is a passive character. And those choices along the way will help you determine that as well.
Gotcha. I always direct people to read Wish Tree by Catherine Applegate. It's my favorite go-to example for for a character that should be passive, because the protagonist is a tree, literally rooted.
And yet, I haven't read that, but I love her.
And Miss Applegate, if you're listening, you are welcome to come on anytime.